What's up, guys? How we doing? Yes, I'm a few minutes late. I see that. Love the bet that we're taking on that already. Finally got it to happen, but, we're just a few minutes late. There's a little bit of an anticlimactic non-intro. I got to work on that now because we've had so many incredible hype videos and intros and everything else, with the Super Bowl and the playoffs and all that, but I got to find one, or maybe make one. It's an off-season project, so it won't just jump into it like, it's a jump scare with me there. But it's Friday night. How we doing? Going into the weekend. What's up, everybody? You guys are the OGs, obviously. The ones that are hanging out from the get-go. So let's just start this thing off appropriately. I've got a couple different Super Bowl towels. Shout out to Mike for sending these to me. I'm going to give these away. FaZe just said, hey, I subscribe. Appreciate that. Thank you, FaZe. So here's the deal. These are from New Orleans. Shout out to Mike. Mike is a loyal subscriber. The K-Lot crew. Appreciate that, Mike. I've got 3 of them. They're from New Orleans, as you can see. But they're actually from the Super Bowl. Mike got a couple of them, and I'm going to give them away. So just anybody hanging out in the chat here in the live stream, I'm going to pick some winners, see who gets those. Tracy Ann's definitely need my own hype video. Thank you. Thank you for that. I don't know if Mike is watching now or not, but yes, if he's here, great. Either way, shout out Mike. Manuel says I never win. We also are going to have the Cooper DeJean one, but that'll be later. So, Eagle 1, you were there with the cruise. I bet traffic was ridiculous. Okay, so let's just start this off with a bang if I can figure out how to get this screen to work. All right. There we go. First one. I got 3 of them. So as long as you're still here in the chat, Tony Vibes with the Donde Está. I think that was for me. Tony, you got one. I just need to make sure you're here. Comment back here in the chat. I got to make sure. Appreciate all you guys. I've only got 3 of them. I wish I had more, but hey, it's kudos to Mike. He made it happen. There's no comment necessary. You're literally just in the chat. I guess, anything that you've put up, but yeah, you don't have a specific comment. And John with the 20 bomb. Are you serious? Come on, John. Let's go. Tony, there you go. Okay, email me, man. The Philly Special Show at gmail.com. The Philly Special Show at gmail.com. Maybe send a screenshot or something. Just say, hey, whatever. Something that makes me or helps me know that it's you. But yes, I will ship this towel your way. So you got a Super Bowl towel coming to you. If I can turn it right side up. There we go. So 1 for Tony. I'll get your info if you just email me. But John with a 20 bomb for Philly Special Show memberships. A lot of people getting those. Shout out to John. Dropping the 20. Devontae, what's up, man? We're doing all right. It's a Friday night. And no, I will not tell the wife, John. Your secret's safe with me. Just don't let her see what are all those Google transactions. What is that? Keep it on the down low. All right, so we got another one. These are all upside down. Another one that we'll do. So let's see who this is, assuming that the person is still in here. So go for another one. And this one is Bird Gang 215. Bird Gang, got to hear from you. Comment back. Let me know. Make sure you're here. Yes, Tony is here. I got Tony down. Just make sure to email me, Tony. Bird Gang 215. Just comment back. So I know that you're here in the chat. I know there's a little bit of a delay, obviously, from the stream and when they're there. Did he leave already? You guys love to say that. I should say 215. I'm saying 215 just to abbreviate it, but obviously it's 215. Bird Gang 215. There we go. You're here too. Heck yeah. Okay, congrats to you. You get a towel? There you go. just email me. Like I said, same thing for Tony. The Philly Special Show at gmail.com. You got that? And last one. I've only got 3. One more. Who's it going to be? We'll go with the spinner, the random spinner. It's Rich. Just a very simple Rich. Hey, actually, Rich, you left the super chat. That's pretty appropriate. It picked the super chat for you. I do need to get to your super chat. So, Rich, thank you for the super chat. I'm assuming you're still here because you dropped a super chat. But yeah, just make sure to comment back again. Don't super chatting it. You don't have to, but just comment back here in the stream. Make sure that I know it's you, that you're here, and congratulations. And then I'm going to get to your super chat. Just a 2 for 1. All right, Rich. Johnny Pace. I seen my name for the first time on the spinner, John. Okay, well, there you go. You finally did. I'm telling you, it does work. But Rich, let's go. It'll be a Bird Bowl next season, Ravens versus Birds. And you're here. So, Rich, email me, thephillyspecialshow@gmail.com. You'll get the towel. I will ship it out to you. Just need to get the info from you. And congratulations. Our 3 winners. The super chat earlier from Rich, a Myles move or let the young guys eat? This is one of the questions that keeps coming up, and it is totally understandable because free agency is March 10th. What is that, like 2 weeks away? I guess March 12th, but tampering starts the 10th. So, it's kind of basically whenever it starts. CMV, that's pretty good. The rich get richer. That is Rich. I don't know. On a percent chance, I really don't think it's going to happen. I don't know. Maybe if I would say it's impossible, or I wouldn't say it's impossible because nothing is, and especially with Howie Roseman. But Myles Garrett feels like, that I don't know that the Browns, for one, are going to. Rich Mariano. There's multiple Riches. The singular name, first name Rich only. Rich Mariano, I believe is how I would say that. Yeah, different Rich, unfortunately. I'm sorry. It's the Rich here that left the super chat, so you see his profile pic. It's a little confusing. Myles it would certainly change things. I mean, nobody's going to deny that. On the defense, I do like the idea of letting the young guys eat. You got Nolan Smith, Jalen Hunt, draft some other dudes, add to the roster. I don't know if we necessarily believe in Bryce Huff, but for me, it's what you have to give up, and it's also the fact that I'm not saying you're going to draft anyone who's a Myles Garrett or turns into a Myles Garrett. He's insane, defensive player of the year, multiple years. I mean, the All-Pro, Pro Bowl. But to give up a lot of draft capital, assuming you have to, which I think that's the natural inclination there, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like that's something that's a move that Howie is likely leaning towards. Again, nothing's impossible, but I would say personally, you let the young guys eat. I'm seeing some back and forth. Totally fair. Speaking of, yes, Zack, I did see Nolan tore his triceps in the Super Bowl and played through it. He's a stud. Got to fix the screen here. Let me see if I've got that for people that did not see the official news. Sure, most people have, but there we go. According to the insiders, Mike Garafolo, Nolan Smith suffered a torn triceps in the Super Bowl, played through it, had surgery on Wednesday, and expected to be ready for the start of the season. So for anybody worried or concerned, because I got a few questions, DMs, comments, and everything else. I mean, heck, we saw BG return, albeit a little quick, a little fast. I think he retore the triceps, but he's fine. He's going to be okay. BG returned in 10 weeks, was it 11 weeks? Nolan Smith will be all right. He's got a whole offseason. Heck, you had Cam Jurgens, who had the back surgery with the nerve issues in his back. Expected full recovery by July. Good time frame, yes, but plenty of time. Landon Dickerson's going to have surgery on his knee. They're all fine. John M. says, what was he going to do? Tell BG about it? Yeah. Well, I mean, he's turning. I mean, kind of the joke, but he's turning into BG more and more. He already is, but following in his footsteps in the exact same way. Yeah, Dylan, absolute legend. Yeah, and that's Matthew. Yeah, Nolan stole a kid in the parade. I forgot about that, but yes. Bird Gang 215 not letting me. What is that? Send you an email? It should be. I mean just the Philly Special Show at gmail.com. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying there, but I've never had anybody have issues before. I'll keep an eye on it. Should be okay. Okay, I also should mention this, by the way, because we did the giveaway early. Going to do the Cooper DeJean signed jersey, the Super Bowl signed jersey in a second. But shout out to the official sponsor of the channel, Underdog. They're still there. Season's over, but you can still, make picks, props, everything else. NBA season in full swing. Not great necessarily for the 76ers or others. But scan the QR code. Still works. Code Philly Special. Get $1,000 in bonus cash. Special pick in the lobby. And for those right now looking for picks or plays, you've got multiple different options that you could choose from. But the one currently is a LeBron James. So it's an automatic free pick if that's available to you. Otherwise, draft leagues, of course. So for those in other states that it does not allow to pick them, the draft leagues is where I've had more success. So, for what that's worth, there you go. You got the playoffs coming up. Even hockey, NHL, not going to lie, I'm not too big into that. Although USA, Canada, they got me hyped for that. Didn't turn out the right way, but it's a good game. Good game. Let's see. Natalie, by the way, missed this one. Natalie, welcome to the Let's Run It tier. Membership there. Natalie G. And the man himself, Anthony DeBona. Yes, Cooper DeJean signed Super Bowl jersey. And Anthony's going to fire up the burner account, as other people possibly. John, we're not quite there yet for the first touchdown for week 1. We got a little ways to go. Might do like a draft. We did it last year. Might do like a draft prediction or something else. We'll see. Ryan, I'm not gonna lie. Hockey is really fun whenever I've gotten into it, but yeah, I just haven't followed it as closely. Marie, is it Mary or Marie? I'm gonna say Marie. I love the Georgia boys on this team. They got all of them. They got a lot of them. The Philly Dogs. Speaking of, going to be doing that giveaway fairly soon, so keep an eye out for that. But if you want to go to the NovaCare complex and visit with the Philly Dogs, it's an ice cream social. But shout out to the Eagles for that collab. Thomas and I are going to be officially announcing the winners in probably a week or two. We're waiting on official details for when that's going to take place. Kristen, yes. Nolan Smith playing the whole second half with a torn triceps, baller status. That is definitely at that level, that's for sure. I mean, these dudes are warriors to begin with, but yeah, just this is the part of the season where we start hearing things of like, oh, hey, they had this injury. A guy was playing with, an injured knee, things like that. AJ Brown even, he had was talking in an interview, a day or two ago, saying like he had to get his knee drained 2 times a week, like the latter part of the season when we kept seeing like, oh, AJ Brown missed practice, AJ Brown limited practice. Like he was basically not out there practicing because he was getting treatment. And then finally started to get healthy right for the NFC Championship game and Super Bowl. And we saw the big difference that it made. He said the same thing. But again, you just never know until you get to that point. Remo, come on, man. You're not wrong, but keep Jordan Davis away from that ice cream. We don't need that again. Oh, my gosh. Bro's catching. You're right. You're not necessarily wrong. But I don't know how that's viewed, actually. Does he? I'm sure he gets to partake from it. Anthony, yes, it all started with Jalen Hurts playing through the broken finger. There we go. Alex with a 5 bomb, appreciate that. Said, I'm all for going for Garrett if it doesn't include any of the young guys in the deal. Okay. I understand. I'm not in disagreement necessarily. The question, though, becomes if you're not trading any of the young guys in the deal, how much are you having to trade up or trade away? Like, in terms of draft picks, if you're not trading any of the young guys, Cleveland is only going to be interested in draft picks at that point. I mean, they might only be interested in draft picks anyway. Yes, they're trying to figure out a cap situation that they've created for themselves, but what does the compensation look like in terms of draft picks that you have to give away? Zach says, there's people. No, I know you're messing around, Remo, but there's some people there that are saying, hey, that JD shade crazy. JD played well. He did. Everybody knows that. It's good. I appreciate it. Got a good laugh out of it. Let's see here. Frank from Philly, bro. I commented or let you know this on the last video, and I never heard from you. Frank from Philly, I hope that you're still here because I see a comment in the chat. Email me, bro. Email me, thephillyspecialshow@gmail.com. I said that, I think, on the last live stream maybe, or maybe the last video, but I never heard back from you. So email me, thephillyspecialshow@gmail.com. Frank from Philly. You're right there, bro. Come on. Let's see. Dub G36 with a 5. Appreciate that. Thank you for the response to Milton Williams' message. There we go. I appreciate that from you. And hope we keep Baun, Becton, Williams. 3, I want Myles, Garrett. Keep up the good work, broski. Thank you. That means a lot. You guys are the best. So first off, Baun and Becton feels to me likely. Zach Baun is I mean, it's got to happen. I'll say that. Yes, Frank did actually win something. I don't know why he never messaged me. And I'm not seeing a comment here anymore. I don't know if did he leave? Did he just hop on and say, come on, Frank, you got to be here. Frank from Philly. But no, what I was going to say is Zach Baun is going to get, I'm very, very confident Zach Baun gets done. Yeah, Daniel, Baun is locked in. I don't think, Zach, I'm with you there. I don't think Milton Williams is going to be. It's going to be almost, okay, good. Frank, you're here. Just email me, bro. I'm glad that you're here. Becton, I know we've gone back and forth. There's interesting takes on that dynamic. I know that the offensive line, maybe they draft someone. It's Jeff Stoutland. So if they don't re-sign Becton, if they don't bring him back, I'm not concerned. I'm not worried about it. I don't think a lot of people are. But it just does feel like he's going to end up maybe a slight discount, a little team-friendly discount. It's at least where I'm leaning towards. So, and then as far as Myles Garrett, it's a lot of people. Yeah. Remo, Browns GM's brother, still works for the Eagles. We need to get that Barry brother to pull some strings. Yeah, I think aren't they twins? I think they're twins. Not sure that that's going to work, even if that's the case, but maybe. Never say never to that. IBH with a 5. If you watch, if you watch the Milton Williams strip sack, you can see Nolan is in serious pain. Yeah, I've watched so many different angles. I feel like the replay of the game, the mic'd up behind-the-scenes footage, just the general highlights and clips from the Eagles page, I feel like I've seen the game from almost as many angles as you possibly can. But, you're right. I did not notice it during – I think we noticed it like as he was going off and get a report of, hey, he's getting checked out. But, yeah, there was no doubt extremely serious. But he'll be fine. Eagle 1, I think Baun and Becton are locks. I agree. Tony, off topic, I put, $300 for $10,000 for Barkley to break oh my gosh, the rushing record this coming. I didn't even know that's a bet at the moment. $300 wins 10 grand if Barkley breaks the rushing record this next year. I mean, if he stays healthy, he's got a legit chance, as always. 300 for 10 grand. I'm trying to think of what does that make the odds? I'm not good at math. What are the plus odds on that? I can't do that in my head. It's really good. Hopefully you win that. A lot of people placing bets earlier in the season on the Super Bowl futures. So I don't know if there's anybody who actually won on a Super Bowl future, but you had to be pretty good. Jack, I feel like I can keep the season going if I just keep watching the Philly Special Show. Well, thank you. That's the hope and goal is, we just keep this party going as long as we possibly can. Combine next week. Some interesting names to keep an eye on. We'll hear from Howie Roseman, from Nick Sirianni, possibly others. That'll be good. And then you go into free agency, more draft talk, who they're visiting with, and maybe a little bit of a lull. There'll be some like rookie mini camps and things like that. But then training camp will be here before you know it. John, I need my gifting loot back to scrape the 300. I know, I understand. Plus 3,000 odds. Okay. Clayton put the same thing. A $42 bet, but $1,500. That ain't bad. Let's see. Trend, the wavy. I say keep Baun and then go Steen at guard and then sell out for Myles. Okay. Again, for all the people, guys, I'm not opposed to it. Like Myles Garrett on this defense. Can you imagine Jalen Carter, Myles Garrett, Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt, whoever else we still had there, Jordan Davis, Moro Jomo? Like, yeah, it's really scary. I'm just curious because I haven't seen too many of the comments on what the compensation is. I get the whole like, yes, let's get Myles Garrett. Let's try to make a move. Realistically, though, what are you giving up to get Myles Garrett in that sense? I've seen some crazy talk of people going like, oh, hey, would you get rid of Nolan Smith, or would you get rid of like one of the young studs? And that's ridiculous. That's idiotic. You're not doing that. Even for Myles Garrett, you're just not selling on the potential of them continuing to blossom, the contract, which is much cheaper because you have them on the rookie contract, and you have a lot more flexibility. Let's see. I got a super chat here. Appreciate the 5. All mental podcast for athletes. Appreciate that. I hope Baun stays 2. As a therapist, the confidence he made the team feel was a huge part of the Super Bowl win. Do you think he'd make captain next year? Yeah. Yes. By the way, I saw the comment and video that you were talking about for the Super Bowl, so appreciate you sharing that. And I thought that was good insight. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a lock, I think, that he will be a captain next year if he stays. Was practically a captain for being out there. I know that, you could say, okay, how quickly does Nakobe get back? There's only so many captain spots that you give out, but it's voted on by the team. I mean, come on. You have a dude that makes All-Pro, gets the Bill Bergey medallion, and is wearing that through the playoffs. And if he signs a deal, a pretty big, lucrative deal to stay in Philly, there's no doubt in my mind. He will be voted as a team captain. He's your guy. Like, I don't know if I'm crazy to say this. We're possibly a little bit biased because we're Eagles fans, but I've had several conversations and talking about with people, and it's like, I legit think that Zack Baun is the smartest linebacker in the NFL. Now, again, I know that I'm Eagles gear and everything, but like trying to be as objective that I can't be fully, but trying to be as objective, I legit think that he is at that level. You just watch him play and the behind the scenes and everything. It's insane, the play recognition and how, I mean, think about where he was special teams. Like the amount of, not obviously he's got great athletic ability, but to be able to do what he did in as quick of an amount of time to learn a Vic Fangio style of defense, what he asked from his linebackers, and the versatility all over the place, like, you have to have an insane IQ to begin with to do that. He better get paid. Let's just say that. He absolutely better get paid. Let me see. I got to get to the other one. If I missed one here. Did I miss one? Jorge Josh is streaming. I don't think... I'm probably not going to stream the entire combine. Donnell, what was the question? Sorry, is Anthony here? Can he verify if it's true? Because I heard Baun extended for $40 million over 3 years. I mean, we haven't gotten anything official yet. Marcus, dude, appreciate that. Gifted the one Philly Special Show membership, and that went to Gabrielle. Congratulations. Rip, I don't know if I said that correct. Rip, I have not done the Gene giveaway yet. Marcus said, I've done so many giveaways, you don't even know what you've entered to win anymore. That's all good. I'm just trying to give back as much as I possibly can. So you guys make it possible. This community is insane. So as much as I can, as often as I can, we will have as many possible giveaways. This current one is the Cooper DeJean signed Super Bowl jersey, but I totally get it that there's a lot of them. Stay tuned, by the way, because there's going to be a A.J. Brown signed helmet probably in the video tomorrow. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that one. Let's see. Mike with a 5. If we don't keep Baun, he better give Bill Bergey's necklace back. I think that's probably a prerequisite. It's a good point, but I don't believe it's like, oh, hey, Zack, just take it with... Yeah, I think that's a given. He only gets to wear that if he remains in Philly. It's maybe a good bargaining chip, though. It's like, hey, you know what? You got the medallion. You got the good luck charm. Let's see. 3 years, $40 million was what Dynel was saying. There you go, John. Yeah, captains this year should be the bald guys, and you're including yourself. They're the bald eagles for a reason. There's Donut freaking out. I think we got somebody this late hour setting off the ring. Where was that? Frank. Okay, dude, I appreciate it. Okay, I will get to the email. So for those that sent emails, I'm seeing some of those come through. I'm obviously not going to do that during the stream here, but I will email you back. Don't worry. Good to go. Got those. C. Newsom, thank you. Appreciate all you guys. Let's see. Gabrielle was saying, Josh Maddox is up for free agency. How do we feel about that? He had a key pass breakup in the Super Bowl, but just been hurt a lot, which sucks. Also, how do we feel about Slay coming back? Yeah, I don't think that Avonte Maddox would return. If I had to predict, I don't think that he will. Love the PBU that he had. Insane. Unbelievable. I mean, the whole game was great with the Super Bowl, but yeah, I don't think that he will return. I feel like he'll be try to go get a deal somewhere else. We'll see where he ends up landing, but I think that he'll try to go get a deal somewhere else. And you've got depth and some potential areas. Also, the Eagles have been looking at a lot of corners. If you watch their top 30 visits, or not top 30 visits, they're just visits in general. We'll eventually get their top 30 visits, but just their visits in general with players, whether it's at the Senior Bowl, the Shrine Bowl, I believe. There's a couple others that they're meeting with a decent amount of corners. So kind of leads me to believe that they're looking at depth in general, anyway, because, hey, maybe hopefully Isaiah Rodgers returns, but he could very well be paid from another team that's looking at a possible starter potential there. So I think it's kind of the similar boat. You're planning to potentially lose some guys. You maybe draft or just use some of the depth that you have, but hard to say. Slays is a little bit different. Like, he's got the ability still. I mean, hey, kudos to him. Played really well, especially down the stretch. If he's cut, and this one's more difficult because it's later, but they could cut him post June 1, save $4 million. You could work something out where it's like a cut and then re-sign, so they save $4 million in the cap, and then figure things out beyond that to keep him for one more season, kick the can down the road. The whole philosophy of Howie. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Slay stays, but if I had to predict right now, I feel like he probably is going to go somewhere else. Maybe not, but even the fact that Slay was talking about, I think, before the Super Bowl, like it's probably one more year for me, but this is probably the last game in Philly. I don't know if that's like conversations that he had with, like Howie or just other members of the team, or if he's just like reading the writing on the wall to go, well, okay, this is probably going to be it because I'm not going to get the contract that I want. But I don't know. It's a possibility. Detroit, because he mentioned them. Baltimore, I think, was the one, right, that was going to try to sign him last offseason. So, yeah, if I had to predict it, I would say he's probably on his way out as well. But you never know. It wouldn't surprise me. They figured out a way to make it work and said, hey, you know what? One more season, one more go. End it in Philly. Alex with a 2. Appreciate that. Who from JD, Kenny, and Jahan 5th-year option is picked up? Well, I would say Jordan Davis. And also don't, I guess I wouldn't be shocked if we were to get a Kenny Pickett traded at some point in this offseason. Kenny didn't get to play too much. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Is that... Well, I'm saying Kenny. I just automatically thought that. Is that Pickett or Gainwell? I just automatically went with that. I mean, Pickett's got one more year. So maybe I was misinterpreting. I think Kenny G is going to go somewhere else because someone values the talent and ability that he has. I'm curious which one though now. But KP, as far as he's going... Okay, it's Pickett. Okay, good. I was just making sure. I assume so. But as far as Pickett, I'm not saying you trade him because how he got rid of a second round to make that move. I'm not saying you're getting that back, but it wouldn't surprise me if he were to trade him and get a little bit of compensation back because of the way that Tanner McKee's played. And you look at the possibility there. You say, hey, we already got Jalen. We'll just pick up a third-string quarterback. We're good to go. So, yeah. That's ultimately what I would think. Let's talk about... Actually, I was going to bring this up real quickly because we were mentioning Zack Baun a second ago. And there was a really good write-up, as there always is, from Johnny Page. Shout out to Johnny. Johnny does great work. Bleeding Green Nation and others. Let's see if I can... There we go. There's a screen that was... So just kind of a montage, I suppose, of different Zack Baun plays. But something that we basically already knew. But you see the plays that Zack Baun made throughout the season, and it kind of just got better and better. But Johnny did a fantastic breakdown in a recent article on Bleeding Green Nation, so you can go check that out, go read it. But just talking about the ability that Zack Baun has, the way that he changes the defense, and some people, argue and go, well, hey, Baun, maybe it was more of Vic Fangio's defense that made Baun look so much better, and he's actually not that good. They're not saying that he's not good, but I've just seen the argument of people going like, well, but he's not quite to the level of 15, let's just say 15 million a year. That's where I think it starts. For 15 million, I would say 3 years, 15 million-ish average, something like that for Baun. Could be. It wouldn't shock me. I know some people are like, oh, it's not. It wouldn't shock me, especially with the salary cap increasing, that it's a 16 million. 17's starting to get a little high. I know that he's a little bit older in age, and maybe that's crazy, but it's still, as I said, the ability that he has, his IQ, his play recognition for only being 1 year, and it goes. I know it's like you can make one case or argument going, yeah, but it's a one-hit wonder. Like, what if this was just a fluke? But there's so much about the game that you watch. And again, Johnny broke it down fantastic just with the film review and coverage here. So I'm just showing little snippets, obviously. But I'm just thinking 15 that's got to be kind of the beginning. And I would expect that, because I've said this multiple times, gotten some reports, some thoughts. Zack Baun probably going to be back in Philly. Cannot 100% confirm that, but just from some potential source out there, it's very likely. But it does feel like that, as he deserves, that it's like a, hey, Zack, go see free agency, go see the market. And then Howie's saying, we totally want you here, but just so that you know your worth, that we know our, like, that can be the beginning of the negotiations, and let us match. So that's probably what's going to happen. Now, I would love it if we get a deal done before free agency, so we don't have to sweat through that and go, hey, so-and-so team is offering or talking to Zack. Like, yeah, then there'll be a little bit of concern. But even then, I'll just say this. Even if we get to that point, we start hearing those, it's still Philly the first option. He loves being there. The opportunities that he's had, obviously. So I'm not totally concerned, freaked out, anything of that standpoint. But yes, like I said, Johnny, fantastic breakdown, as he always does. Dino, yes, there's no fluke. That's what I feel like. Alex, 13 to 15 million for Baun. Frank from Philly, let's see, I do believe, but don't hold me to this. I thought we have, first round pick, but I do not. Wait, what is that? What is that for? Just for this year? Yeah, we got the last, 32. So it's kind of late. Yes. And Eagle One, loyalty to Howie. Hopefully so. Just for Philly. You know what he did. Speaking of, though, like I was mentioning, great work by Johnny as always. If you feel so inclined, because Johnny does great work in this play here, BG and Baun, play recognition on that side, Johnny actually has a way to support him and buy a coffee or a drink or a beverage or anything like that. So I'm going to share this here in the chat, and if people are watching it back after the fact, it'll be there as well. But feel free to buy Johnny a drink. He's over in the UK, so he's probably asleep right now because it's 5-6 hours time zone difference. So he probably won't see this, but it would be kind of funny and cool, I guess. I've bought him 3, but if he were to wake up in his account and be like, oh, cool, I got for the rest of this month and next, drinks covered. So again, shout out to Johnny because he does fantastic work. Anybody who's watched the shows know that I've included his work quite a bit. But just, show a little love for Johnny because he does fantastic. And if you have not, there's the Twitter at JohnnyPage9. So go give him a follow. And there you go. But I did want to at least mention that. Let's see. There's another. Wait, Frank, did you? Oh, Frank, welcome back. I think you already had the helmet there, but welcome back to the Let's Run It. There you go. Hunter with a question here. Josh, do you think there is a way to move on from Huff? Yes, I do, actually. There's a couple different ways. Eagle One, Huff to Atlanta is a possibility. I'm going to break that down a little bit further into the video tomorrow, so I'm not going to fully get into it, but I will answer the question. Let me get this super chat real quick, though. The 20 bomb. What is that? LMCT? Probably mispronouncing how that's supposed to sound. Nolan Smith had a torn triceps and was out stealing kids at the parade. He didn't feel it. Let's just say he did not feel that. He was a little bit too deep in the beverages. Hoping we can keep Bald Eagle, Baun, and Big Play Soleil. Noticed that Sweat had those long white sleeves on at the Super Bowl, so his plays could be easily identified. Appreciate the support. Yes, Nolan, like I said, Nolan was not feeling anything on that parade, so who knew that if he had any injury, you wouldn't have. I agree with you on Zack Baun. Slay, I don't know. Again, not impossible. I just don't know there. Sweaty's worn the long sleeves in a lot of games. I'm trying to think if there's a game where he's not. What has he worn other than that? Is it just a different color? He usually goes with the long sleeves. I think it's the opposite color, isn't it? Or it's maybe white most of the time. I mean, either way, good for he got noticed. I don't think that's a, hey, I'm going to wear these white long sleeves so you could definitely tell this is me. It's called out for the plays to begin with. But no, I think he's got the sack celebration. He usually wears that. I don't know. The plays that, like Milton Williams got recognized as well, but he's not doing anything specific like that either. Yeah, okay, Zack, sleeves or no sleeves? Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like he normally goes with sleeves though. There's maybe been a few games that he doesn't. Oh, Frank, forgot to add the new card on YouTube. Okay, well you did. Kramer, he was my MVP. He was a lot of people's MVP. 2.5 sacks, not the worst performance on the biggest game of the year. Maxwell Sweat has the best sack celebration in the league. Yeah, it works out too perfectly with his name, Josh Sweat, and you got the Sweat celebration. Not too bad. I had to use it because whenever Underdog was, you guys have seen this, but whenever Underdog had the no sweat picks, it's like it's a no brainer. Eagles channel, Josh Sweat, no sweat. Like, come on, it's too easy. But yes, you know of me, of course. Nolan having the dice roll is pretty good. E1 brought up a good point. Jalix Hunt getting fined for his celebration. Who on earth, because it's a bow and arrow symbol, like he gets fined for that? It was cool that it got paid for. I did see that. Yes, question for Isaiah Rogers back on the stream. We're gonna see. Zay has been really busy. I did text him to see if he wanted to hop on, but he's been really busy with off-season activities / celebrations, I suppose. But there's certainly an opportunity. It's a very long offseason there, but as everybody knows, so stay tuned. We will certainly have players on throughout, and hopefully a few live streams as well. So we will get to that point. All right, I'm going to spin for the Cooper DeJean here in about 5 or 10 minutes. So any other Q&As real quick and covering a few other items, and then I'll spin for that and wrap up here at this point, or at that point, I should say. But yes, I was going to mention the Bryce Huff question before. To Atlanta is a possibility. Jeff Ulbrich, the defensive coordinator, was in New York Jets. So people are saying, like there's potential there, which does make a whole lot of sense because, he was there with Bryce Huff whenever Huff was with the Jets, had the 10-sack season. Maybe he can get more out of Bryce Huff. Maybe he sees the potential or knows that there's potential there, going like, yeah, they just didn't use him appropriately. That's fair. I think that Bryce Huff is better than what we saw. I don't know if he's necessarily, can he be that regular 10-sack guy, or was that just kind of a, I don't say fluke, maybe a fluke season, or just like a very much taking advantage of an opportunity there, had some things that fell into his lap, so to speak, and he was right there to get some sacks. I don't know. He did make some good plays. We were hyped. But it could be interesting. Again, it just comes down to trades, and I'm going to get into that more in tomorrow's video, so stay tuned for official, details, what it might take, cost, other interesting trade nuggets. And Anthony DeBona, by the way, had an interesting thought, so he'll be on there as well. Kramer, I don't know if we did actually. Zay, I think we talked about something for 100,000 subs, but I don't know if that was ever officially confirmed, asking if he would drop another gift for me for a giveaway. I can't remember now. It feels like that's right. Kevin, let's go. Finally got your Let's Run It. Only took 5 months. Was that shipping, or was it only took 5 months because you ordered it finally? I mean, please, gosh, hopefully it didn't take 5 months for shipping for those shirts. Usually they're pretty quick. But yeah, if you were wanting the show shirt, the Let's Run It, then just go check out the link in the description. Looks like Kevin got one. Gus Bus, just realized I wasn't subbed. Been loving your content, my man. Appreciate that. Thanks for the sub. Let's see. Where was the other one? 88 SMC. Josh and Thomas have to collab with Marcus. Yeah, we know who Marcus is. Yeah, heck yeah. I think we've had, we haven't done a collab, but we've done some things, I guess, like a back and forth on Twitter and other social media. But yeah, for sure, definitely does some good work. I think, didn't he get rated by Grossi? I think he did. I can't remember. Was that the Packers game? I guess it would have had to be the Packers game. There was one game that I believe he posted about that. I could be wrong, but I'm like 90% sure about that. Trey and Drake and others. Yeah, how do you get on the coop? Just have a comment on the last video. The last video, as long as you've done that, then you're entered. Feels like most people have, but good to go there. I'll give it just a little bit more, and then I will spin for that one. Get it set up here. Just any comment, by the way. There's not a specific keyword or anything like that. Alex, Walter Nolan. Sorry, I lost that comment. Walter Nolan dropping to 32. That would be fantastic if he did. The more that I start looking into that, he's been on some mock drafts. I won't say it's impossible because we did, I'm going to, I don't know, brag a little bit here, but the last 2 drafts, I've predicted the Eagles' first-round draft picks. I had, in the last final mock draft, I said Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. And then last year, people were asking, and the final prediction was, all right, they're going to get Quinyon Mitchell. Now, I assumed that it was a Quinyon Mitchell that you trade up slightly for. The fact that you didn't have to was insane, as we all know. And then getting a Cooper DeJean. So it's ridiculous the way the draft's played out. But I won't say never. I won't say it's impossible. Walter Nolan with this defensive line, and you add him in there is you know, it would really be so Philly and so Howie Roseman for an NFL draft. I just can't, there's 24 guys, according to Daniel Jeremiah, with starter ability at the defensive tackle role, or interior defensive lineman, which is, as opposed to last year, he had 12 starter grades. So it's double. If you're looking for defensive lineman, it sets up perfectly for Howie Roseman. So there's a lot to like from that standpoint. It's just, you know, do they get fortunate with a guy like Walter Nolan, or do you have to take somebody else? Maybe they go edge. Nick Scorton from A&M has been a name that's thrown out there a couple times too. So there's potentials. Pierce from Tennessee. But yeah, my first pick, I think a lot of people would say, if Walter Nolan is going to happen. Let's see, asking which video was it? It was the let's see, which one was it here? It was, wait, the video about more? No, it's the last video that I posted. It's the Myles, Garrett, Baun, and Howie Roseman in the thumb. Kramer, not a whole lot of news from the Senior Bowl. A little distracted before that, I think. Abdul Carter, Daniel, yes, everyone would love that. That's, yeah, it just, that might be impossible. I said nothing is, but that might be impossible. Dino, Howie is a freaking wizard, but that one might be impossible. 2 from Thomas, appreciate that. Baun/Becton need to stay, average 7 yards behind Becton. Yeah, that dude was insane. Much better. I mean, I was hopeful initially. I thought it was strange and odd and probably not going to happen. And then it's like, oh, hey, you know what? Maybe we have something here. Brian Baldinger said when they were, first making the move, I don't even know if we made it to the preseason yet. And he was saying Becton would be or was the best run blocker they have on the team. So he clearly saw something there, and it proved itself because, yeah, you get 7 yards behind Mekhi Becton. Dude was a beast. He deserves to get paid. I'm very curious. That's the one to me that's kind of a wild card, because I could see it where it's like, you know what? Hey, he gets paid. He goes somewhere else. But I could also see where the appreciation he has for Jeff Stoutland in the O-line room, you're saying, I'll stick it out. We'll be good. We'll get a solid contract. Not like he's going to get nothing, but a solid contract. Maybe sacrifice a few million and then stay in Philly. Yes, I think Combine and Indy. Yes, the one a day ago. Kevin, how many Super Bowls? What is that? How many? Okay, how many Super Bowls? I say 6. For what? I may have missed it if there was another. Possibly another one. Oh, okay, yeah. Zach, sorry. I thought you were talking about what was on the thumbnail. I was like, no, I can't. I didn't think I had more on there. But yeah. Yeah, you're right. Okay. About to spin. I'm curious of what that was, though. Yeah. Super Bowls, I say 6. I don't. In how many? We've been to 4 and 1, 2. Clayton. Okay, I'll answer this one real quick, and then I'll spin. Josh, how do we get a Philly special golf outing together? That's a fantastic question. It depends on the location. I mean, I'm up for some golf just about everywhere. We just got to make it happen and kind of put it out there. But, if there's a potential, rent out a place or tournament, or the very easy one, obviously, is the Nolan Smith charity golf event, which I'll be at. So, if people want to show up to there's, I believe, a few open spots left. But yeah, I will love. Maybe there's a possibility, like something in the summer, or you'd fly to Texas. Okay. Hey, that makes it even easier. Kramer. Okay, speaking my language of the golf out. There's more. All right, I can appreciate. There's some more golfers here. Oh, or North Carolina. I've never golfed in North Carolina, but would love to. Okay, I'm going to spin this. Then I'll get back to some of the comments and we wrap here. Cooper DeJean signed Super Bowl jersey. Just any comment? Wasn't anything in particular? This one, I'm going to guess that the person may not be here, but we'll see. If I can get it to spin. Well, hold on. Technical difficulties here. Hang on. I'm going to get it to work. If it will work for me. Come on. Get the comments. It doesn't want to do this here. I don't know why. We try refreshing it, perhaps? Okay. Let's try it again. Well, third time's the charm, maybe? Okay, looks like we're getting something here. So 1 second. Added a few extra chances, I guess, for somebody who needed to enter that. I'll get the super chat here for Richard, and then I'll spin it. Let's see. Richard with a 20 bomb. Dude, appreciate that. This drive me crazy. Hurts is described as a game manager by sports media like it's a bad thing, but that's exactly what everyone said Peyton Manning was. Amazing for years. Never gets mentioned like everyone forgot. I'm in agreement with you that it drives me crazy for the sports media and all their takes and everything else. I don't remember Peyton Manning ever being described as a game manager. Brady was, but there were instances where Brady was. I don't know if he actually did. But either way, like it's a fair point. Just for as far as Jalen, because people don't want to give him credit. If they win, they're too talented. If they lose, it's all on Jalen. He holds on to the football too long. He's not seeing the field well. He's just not going to be able to win against better competition once they play those guys. Wouldn't be able to compete in the AFC, which, by the way, beat all the AFC stud quarterbacks that apparently he would never be able to hang up against. So, yeah. For like 3 years. Was it like, what, early? Well, okay, I guess, yeah, depending like really early or late in his career. I guess it's fair. But yeah, I'm sick and tired of it too. Like, the hate is ridiculous. My dogs are sick and tired of it as well. I don't know what they're barking at, quite honestly, but let's spin it. I think it's actually set up now, so we'll see if we can get this thing to work. Okay, come on. All right, share the screen. Try it this time. Here we go. Good luck, all. Who's it going to be? Hopefully somebody on the stream. That'd be nice. George, Remo. I'm sorry. Set off your husky again. Well, they're really close with me because it's freezing cold at the moment, and so they're like right across to the other side. So you probably see it. But George, I don't exactly say how to say the last name, but congratulations. The comment of that DeJean got that DeJean Super Bowl jersey, looks beautiful. Well, it's maybe going to look even better on your wall or wherever you're going to hang it up. I guess you can wear it, but feels dangerous, possibly. But George, congrats. You have won. I will make sure to post that. You got to claim it here in the next week. Otherwise, I will give it away to somebody on a live stream, a future one. But yeah, just go in there. Comment here. Also, if you're here, that'd be great. Fantastic. Email me, thephillyspecialshow@gmail.com. And you got the jersey. I'll be shipping it your way. Kramer says Anthony's burner account. It might be. We haven't heard from Anthony in a little bit, so it might be Anthony's burner account. Keep an eye on that. We'll say that. Also, I should mention this too. We're going to have the member giveaways and member Zoom call coming up, the Hungry Dogs tier and higher. The Friday night hangouts will probably change a little bit throughout the off-season-ish, whatever we're going to call this, free agency and everything else. I've got a couple events coming up for, I think it's the next 3 Fridays, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be Anthony confirmed, although we'll have to just double-check. But he says it's not his burner account. But it might be like the next 3 Fridays or so. I'm not able to have a Friday night live stream. So we'll still do a live stream. Might be like a Tuesday night. It'll at least be once a week. But just for, people keeping track, the OGs, it may be hit or miss in terms of when those live streams happen. And then we'll get back onto a regular one. John, yes, I do. I do have a live. Okay, it's a CrossFit competition thing. I'm not just leave it at that. But yes, there's some Friday night lights is what they call it. So yeah, I'll be. That's why. But busy. Daniel, thoughts on Crosby to Philadelphia? I don't know. It's similar to Myles Garrett. Sure, would it be great to have a guy like that? Absolutely. Is he a game changer? Sure. It always comes down to compensation, and I just say the way that Howie has hit on draft picks, how he's done there, how he's done there. I really can't envision that he actually does that. So, Anthony, yeah, sure, I'll lend you the studio. You can host the live streams. That works out. See, we're good. It's perfect. Oh, there we go. Muhammad asks, so how do we feel about James Pierce-Jones to Anthony? And then Anthony saying you should watch tomorrow's video. We will be talking about that. Several others. Guys to keep an eye on. We'll just say that. So, there we go. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. Appreciate you guys as always. Congrats to George for winning. Also, everyone else for the towel giveaways. If I can get this thing. I will ship those out. I'll be emailing you. I did get your emails. So stay tuned for that. Carlos, thank you as well. First time loving all your content. Awesome. And stay tuned. Like I said, video tomorrow. Anthony will be in it as well. And everything else. So you guys have a fantastic weekend. Back next week. Stay tuned. If there's anything breaking, obviously, I'll hop on a live. But otherwise, keep an eye out for that. And y'all know what it is. Go Birds.